Throughout Flesh and Blood's history, there have been visionary deck creators. People who have changed the very meta with their card choices. People like Michael Hamilton playing Icelander, or Ray Adams playing Prism, or Brody Spurlock playing Ham Sandwich. But this New Year's, I'm going to become the best deck creator. And to start that off, we're not going to wait for the hunted. No, we have plenty of cards to work with. Today, we are going to take a look at a card that's going to fundamentally break Zen. And that card is Tremor of Erythriel. Arethiel.
What the fuck you saying? I can't understand. Say that again.
I said more. That's right.
Tremor of whatever it is. So, anyways, we're just replacing this with the Mullen keys, and we're just gonna see how it plays. I don't think this is actually that good of a card, but we're gonna try it out. All right, we got a Kano. Easy match. We dodge. All right, no more Kanos. All right, we got Aurora Andy over here. So I need to remember to actually bring in my AV against Aurora. Get our Tide Flippers. I think the rest of this looks vaguely correct. Don't think I should be running CNC into Aurora either. I also not a super big fan of V-Strike, but I think this is probably like somewhat close to what I run. Maybe like up on these, something like that. It seems fine initially. All right, off to a great start. This is the only copy of CNC in the deck, which is also very funny. I guess we're fine here, just Arsenal like Harmony Line and just send CNC so they can't ping us with like, what's it called? What does that react to? I'm thinking of the Sigil of Suffering. I'm kind of fine with this, honestly. Like to see a Flicker Wisp out of the way early, honestly. Kind of okay with that. All right, we have the Tremor. Very, very important. Very good. Problem. I could see there being a small issue with this card in that we can't really play it, but that's okay. That is a problem for future us. So I think I'm actually just gonna block with this. It being a 2-block, not ideal, obviously. But that just goes to show the power of the card. Like some of the more powerful cards in the game just tend to be 2 blocks. So, a 1-card 6, or sorry, a 2-card 8, kind of 2-card 9-ish, if you think about it, kind of, not really. Maybe it's worth being a 2-block. How do I evaluate the numbers on this card? Like obviously it's like a 1 for 4, so it's like baseline 2-card 6. But like if you have Chi, it's like slightly better-ish. I think we'll go ahead and block. We're just gonna show them that actually just to instill fear. That's fine. We'll pass again. Just inflict psychic damage. That's also something I guess I didn't really mention in the presentation, is that you should be looking to maximize psychic damage throughout the course of a game. All right, Arcanite Shockwave, sure. Okay, looks like they're also activating Aurora, makes sense. All right, so we'll block with the Tremor of and then pass. All right, I'm gonna try to say this legitimately. Erathiel. No, we can't do it. Right, we'll go ahead and pass back. What we really need is like a 6 copy of Chase the Tail. Like we Chase the Tail 4 through 6, and I think the deck is broken S tier again. Because it clearly isn't broken now, obviously. Let's get our aspect and just full send it. Yeah, I don't think Harmony Hunt's actually that great in this matchup. I just forgot that it was in the deck. But this is pretty good here. Well, Crown Block's kind of interesting. Maybe just filter. Kind of makes sense. Probably know that we're only on 1 CNC. But pretty alright turn. Alright, don't worry. We still got 2 copies of Tremor in the deck, so even though we block with one, we'll be bound to see one eventually. I think it really shines in this matchup in particular as well. Alright, Waxon's nice, at least. Kind of got like a decent hand if we like block with these two. Alright, I don't think I need to pay into Arc Lightning. I think it's like close. Could get rid of our blue and it's kind of fine. But I also just want to get the Harmula in our arsenal, so I think I'm fine to just take it here. Also turns off like CLV if they have it. So I'll probably get a decent matchup in here. Alright, E-Strike's pretty good. But we do have the Waxon to cover that. Might be a little greedy to go for Waxon on that, but like we could get punished by like Snatch or something. But it's like pretty clean to cover this, I guess, with Waxon. So I'm kind of fine with that, honestly. I think I'll go for it. It's just pretty efficient. So even if they have like a Snatch or something, we can at least like double block it or whatever. We're probably okay. All right, not pay. I don't think they meant to pass here. Oh, they did mean to pass. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you're gonna do. Pass. Sure. Oh, we got Rab revealing Static Shock. Good information. We'll see no blocks. Okay, we do have a Snatch, so we got a little bit punished here. But I think this is still like okay-ish. Like double block with Tiger Swipes. Alternatively, we could get a Chase the Tail and go for that by blocking with like Traverse and that. Is that better? I don't know if that is better. I feel like I'd rather just go on a little bit of the defensive here. Alright, Lightning Press is a little bit annoying, but at least we're blocking 2 of it. So, pretty good turn from them. Start with Army of the Hunt. Again, I don't think you're generally supposed to leave this card in this matchup. I do like to see some blocks, though. It's pretty good for us. I guess Somersault makes sense. Sure. They'll just do 2-1. Or we could actually even Arsenal this. That might be better. Just getting 1 damage. Yeah, I kind of like Arsenaling this a little bit better. We're obviously losing out on 1 value, but Tiger is generally worth a lot. Notably, we have these 2 Tiger Swipes, which is kind of like part of the combo with this card, but I think it's still decent. Alright, Tremor is back. So I think we're going to have to actually use our Traverse this turn to develop out our Tremor. Which is why the card is insane, right? Hold on, we're going to figure out how much value this Tremor is actually getting us. we're gonna say no blocks on the flittering. They have a CLV that's fine, I think. It's kind of curious to me why they didn't keep the somersault with the flittering. It's a pretty good combo. Electrostatic's also pretty good. I think we're just looking to pop traverse on this turn. So notably with Gone in the Flash, even if they bounce it, we still get our chi. So I'm fine just doing this. So we'll come over for 5 here. I assume they maybe have like a bounce spell to bring it back or something. Or not. Okay, just passing it back. Sure. So I think the play is to just get Chase. And then we'll just play out the stupid hand. One thing about Tremor, I guess, plus side is that there's no Tiger synergy, so you can just play this whenever being at the end of the combat chain. So not really whenever, but kind of whenever. Trust me, the card is amazing. You just gotta believe. We'll still have a Tiger at the end of this, also, just to keep an arsenal. Finally get to play it. Again, super broken in this matchup as a 2-block, but you know, one for 6 is insane, right? Super above the normal 1 for 5 rate. Get him. Disgusting, disgusting Zentek. Is that a horse? No, that's just a rock. Looks like there's like a little horse in the background. Oh, I do see like the little like shadow guy. That guy's cute. All right. Pass it back. Pretty good hand. As long as we can survive the Aurora hand, I think we're pretty good shape. And we also got to cast Tremor, so I'll count that as a double win if we're able to get there. Because half the battle is actually trying to cast this stupid card. Oh, God. Alright, starting with Starfall. This kind of feels like a CLV to me, but I don't really care. For me, I do care. I think this is fine. They do know we have a Tiger in Arsenal, so, like, unlikely to ever react here, I guess. Alright, double discharge is scary. Okay, we're coming in for 10. Just normal Guardian numbers. Okay, we did know about that Static Shock from a couple turns ago, I think. Off the Rabble reveal. I think I just forgot about it. So we don't die to Lightning Press. And we can pretty much send our entire hand and be fine with that. So problem is this E-Strike's not doing a lot. So if like we do when Chakra Stir, gain a resource, 2 floating here, get Chase the Tail, send Chase the Tail, then the E-Strike's not doing very much. So I guess we block with the E-Strike, or we could just Arsenal it. Might just block just for a little bit of life buffer. Because we are going to functionally be at 8 versus 5, I think is a little bit better. Like the E-Strike is going to get played next turn, if anything, so we'll not ping this. This is fine. You should be able to pressure life toll pretty easily here. There's merit to like maybe keeping E-Strike in Arsenal, but Easter egg's kind of whatever. All right, let's go ahead and just do this. Get a resource. Yeah, we'll start with Kakara. We're also holding one up, I guess, in case of like sigil suffering here. Which I think is fine. Oh, whoops. Sorry. All right. Do Tiger. So 4, 4, 4. It's pretty good. So it demands at least one card, I think. Maybe. I think it demands no, I don't think it demands at least one card. I can't do math. It's a little bit late at night. Oh yeah, there's no cam unfortunately because they decided to go hang out in the other room, so didn't want to disturb their slumber. All right, followed up with the chase. I think this demands a card, right? So block 1 here. Yeah, so I think we are demanding a card regardless. This next tiger doesn't demand a card, but the previous tiger did. Or the previous chase tail, I guess, got a card out of them. So they can go to 1 here, which is pretty safe from them. They keep like a 4-card hand. They also still have the dyadic up, so they're effectively at like 2. Alright, let's see what happens. Alright, Tremor is back. Back and better than ever. Not exactly the card we're looking for here. In fact, I think the Mauling Key is just strictly better in this situation because we can at least flick-flock it. Alright. So I think our play is just sink below here, and then maybe try to sink into a combo card so we can combo with flick if we need to. Alright, we can maybe stuff this CLV though. Alright, double react. Coming in clutch here. Alright, maybe we are actually holding on to Tremor. I don't think we can actually afford to sink here. I don't know if we can because like having two card 6 is like pretty decent. We don't have Mullen keys in the deck, which again is maybe slightly unoptimal, but I don't think we can sink this realistically. Maybe we can, honestly. Okay. Well, that actually answers that question, I guess. Sure. So now we can at least block with like Kasaya and then like double transcend or something. Oh, we should have double transcended on that, but that's okay. So I think here we now block 4 and then we double transcend off this. So it maybe a slight misplay to not do it on that last attack in case they just want to arsenal here or like keep this in arsenal. But I think this should get there. Again, the problem here is that we don't have our Mauling Key in the deck, which is one of the more efficient cards that we can actually get in this situation. But that doesn't mean that Tremor is bad. It just means that we haven't given it the opportunity to shine. So what I'm thinking is we put it back in the deck since we had to. So we put a second copy back in the deck, right? That way we can draw into it as our out later. Look at resources, whatever. And then press. Sure. So we'll save the Tremors for second cycle here. I think that's pretty important when you're trying to play this card. And we'll start with Kakara. Again, trust me, this card is playable. If it had a combo on it, I think it would actually be kind of busted. But I think they had to balance. They had to balance this card from Monarch around the combo keyword. Wonder if this is actually even good in Katsu. Probably not, right? I think Katsu at this point just runs all zero costs. Or like pretty close to all zero costs. We'll get Breed Anger. I think that's fine. Maybe we run like one or two Mauling Keys. Maybe we don't go fully off the Mauling Keys. Maybe that's not the slot. Maybe it's like Breed Anger or something. But yeah, we're also running the Tiger Eye to combo with it. I forgot. So actually, Tiger Eye notably does not combo with Tremor. Now that I'm reading, notably that does not work because it only cares about making a card banished on the turn. So if you make it on the previous turn, it does not work. Very, very poor design choice from LSS here. All right, looks like they're off of it though. Okay, well, Tremor is broken. Let's see if we can get another game. All right, we got a Verdance. I think I generally like going first into Verdance. It feels weird because she's like an Earth hero, but I think it's generally correct. And I think the board is probably fine. Just run the aggressive package and try to outvalue her. Seems fine. Hand's a little bit awkward here. Kind of want to Arsenal the Harmony, but it's also not super important. All right, notably they're on Surgent, which is fine. I think I'll just play out that she's still here. Yeah, not amazing, and we're giving them Banish, but do you just want to try to find Transcend in this matchup? Right, they have the Root Bound as well. Sounds good to me. All right, Personal Harmony, pass back, double Transcend, very, very nice. All right, they will attack the Surgent plus Will, which is a little bit scary. All right, Pulsing Aether Life is not super relevant on hit or anything, though. Right, they are gaining a decent amount of life and filling the graveyard, though, so it's pretty good. We do have a pretty good turn lined up ourselves, though. All right, let's just randomly hit off Harmony. All right, hit a Growl. Never lucky. We'll do... I want to, like, hold on to Path Well Traveled, I think. So in that case, we're getting a zero cost off Transcend, so we should pitch this and then finish on CNC, I guess. The CNC here I don't think is going to get, like, Arsenal value, obviously, but just good for evasion. These are all Earth cards. Shit. Yeah, that's not great. I guess we can give them... Yeah, that's really bad. Maybe we should have played the Path Well Travel instead, but, like, I don't know. Gain a resource, activate Zen. Get a swipe, I guess. It's like okay. Not the end of the world to give them, I think, one Earth card is probably fine. Sure. Right, we have another Root Bound. So get them up to 4 Decompose, which is pretty bad. But I guess they had to Decompose anyways, so didn't really matter. I guess we'll just finish on CNC here. Alright, on the board, 6 damage. Pretty good. Hopefully we can maybe dodge like a destructive if they go for it. Oh, they had both. Or I guess both kind of arsenal disruption effects. Sure, so we can actually kind of get him here. So I think we just give this go again and drop it. Pretty solid. The problem is we don't have like a very good outlet here for resources, but I think it's probably okay. So we need to figure out a way to... So we obviously have one here, one here. I guess we can like overpitch or something. I don't want to Arsenal Cosmic ideally. I don't want to IP either. I guess we just get a Chase Tail, play the Harmony Hunt, and then maybe like Arsenal Pouncing or something. We don't even really need to arsenal against Verdance if we don't need to. So maybe we do something like this. Just play out the whole hand and then draw a fresh 4. Seems okay. They have also shown us destructive, so having an arsenal not incredibly important. Right, pretty decent stonewall here. So we'll go ahead and pitch Cosmic here, and I guess we can now Arsenal Pouncing Key depending on what they do. We maybe were able to play around Stonewall a little bit better. It's normally a card that doesn't really do very much against them, so I very rarely find myself having to play around with it, but... So 2 cards in hand, and this is coming in for 3 regardless. Give you a 2-card hand though. Could just be Felling. Could also be Plow. I think it's probably fine to just Arsenal here. Right, hand is kind of heart garbage, but we'll make it work. All right, setting up the Epot as well. I guess we're just gonna play out a fuck ton of 100 wins, huh? Not a super crazy hand or anything. Right, getting some more decompose here. And we'll finish on the wins. Data sync, sure. Would like to try to use this arsenal at some point, but might not be happening this game. Oh, good. All right, we found our Tremors. Very key card in this matchup. Keep saying that. I don't think it's a key card in any matchup. Okay, we have Plow Under coming in, sure. I kind of want to just unlock the Pouncing Pause now, but there's not like a really strong reason for me to do so. I feel like blocking with Traverse is probably good enough. Try to see what other cards they have in the deck. It seems like it's kind of a mix of spells and attacks here, so we're probably going to get an opportunity to block with Bouncing Paws again at some point in the game. So I think this seems fine. We'll like play out the hands and then arsenal one of these Tremors or whatever. Seems okay. Get our Chi. Seems good. So I think we do want to get a 1 cost here just so we can pitch like Biting Breeze. Could also just attack with Biting Breeze and get a 0 cost if we wanted to. It's a little bit awkward. I think it's close. I think 1 cost is probably fine though. Let's get like a Breed Anger here, I guess. Tremor, unfortunately, not as efficient as could possibly be here. But that's okay. It doesn't mean the card's bad. It just means that it's bad here. Alright, now we get him. 1 for 6. Busted stats. Alright, we'll just ignore the Plow Under that's in their hand as well. I think it's very important to ignore information that you cannot do anything about. Yeah, that's not going to be great. Poor Tremor, I guess. Okay, tree is interesting here. So they have plow under in hand, so they pitch the plow under to sergeant. Huh. We could send state here, but that seems kind of bad. So I don't think I'm going to do that. Alright, destructive. Unfortunately, we'll get our tremor whatever it is. That's fine. I think we'll start here with E-Strike. Actually, sorry. I think we actually want to finish on E-Strike. So I think we do this first. Get our Tiger Swipe first, and then finish on E-Strike. I think that makes a little bit more sense. So you can do like 0 for 5 into 7. Very rude of them to destroy our second Tremor. But we at least still have a third one, and we also have Preserve to put it back in the deck. Very important to keep your threat density very high. Ooh, Swell Tidings was pretty spicy. Okay, we'll get an embodiment here. Sure. Yeah, we'll buff it up. I haven't seen the rampant growth yet. Can't tell if that's a good thing or a bad thing for us yet. I think it's a good thing. Just so they can't plume and kill us yet. Felling block is ominous. I feel like that means we're gonna get exploded with a spell of some kind here. Maybe should have used that pouncing pause on that one turn we could have blocked, but who can say? Sure. Alright, so get him down to 13 at least. Alright, we have a pretty good hand if we can manage to survive this turn. Alright, Epot is scary. Makes sense. Pop the bubble. Sure. So we are pretty close to kill range here. Fortunately, there's not a ton we can do about that, so we're just gonna ball. Right, hit a growl. Unfortunate. Get our tiger, and we'll send it in. So I think we're pretty dead here. But they would need, I think, a rampant growth to kill us because they or oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. Meant to oh, meant to grain tips to kill that. Right. We'll grain that. Get a resource. Then we will. I guess we just get chase here to push maximum damage, right? And then just hope the Tiger Swipe connects. I think that's the goal here. It's a pretty decent turn, though. Like, we're getting 0 for 5 and a 0 for 4 at minimum of Harmony. So I think this demands either 1 card or 2 cards from hand. Okay, looks like it's 2 cards. The yellow fruits is very interesting. They're running like rainbow fruits. It's kind of cool. Alright, finish on 0 for 4. So maybe this kind of gets there. It doesn't obviously get there all the way, but them being on 2 cards is maybe fine for us. Okay, this hand's a bit of a whiff. It's not that bad though. Like we can at least do 2, 1. No, we can't play this unfortunately. So we do 2, 3 CNC. Might as well, I guess. So I think we can still keep him off 3 cards here. Go again. I guess we just arsenal the other CNC or leave the other CNC in arsenal. think this demands 2 cards. Like pretty much any way you cut it, because they can't react this, so covering like they can't cover 4 on this, at least not in a way that I'm aware. Okay, Sigil does work. I guess that's functionally a block, right? Alright, so still get a 2-card hand. Ooh, double transcend though is pretty spicy. Do we want to Zen State this? Honestly, maybe. I think we kind of do. It feels bad, but like might honestly save us a decent chunk of life here, or like save our arsenal. So I think this is correct. Seems reasonable. Plus it gives us a buffer for next turn if they try to go for it. So if they have like an Aether Arc here or something, like we also kind of stuff that damage as well. Alright, we'll start with the Kakara. Although maybe arguably we shouldn't be going for Kakara here. Pick over something different. Not sure what though. Could have gone for like CNC. Maybe. I think we're gonna put the Growl on the second Tiger. I don't think it really matters a ton. Alright, there's another yellow. So they must be on like rainbow fruits. That's kind of cool. I don't think I've seen rainbow fruits before. I'm kind of down with it though. Should be taking a couple cards out of their hand here though. Alright, Rootbound's pretty good for them. So I think this demands the last 2 cards from hand, if I'm not mistaken. And part of me thinks this card in Arsenal is a spell. I just don't know what spell. It's probably like a 0-for-1 or like a Mind Warp or something. We've seen 1 Mind Warp already. Alright, so this will demand last card from hand, unless it's fruits. Okay, that's pretty good for us. Yeah, I think we'll pass back. Yeah, we could still very easily die here. Alright, Zen State going off. Sure. And I think we'll start, I guess, with Wind Chakra's not doing much, so I guess we pitch the Wind Chakra. Underwoods could be useful for presenting a 1 breakpoint. Still haven't seen a Rampant Growth, but I guess they can still like plume, like a Rampant Growth, plume, Rampant Growth. We'll get Readanger seems reasonable here. Should be presenting a lot more breakpoints than they should be able to deal with. I did forget about CNC and Arsenal. Probably should have played that at some point. Can't tell it's late at night. Sure, that's fine. Punting's very, very slightly here. Probably significantly, but that's also fine. So I think the play was actually to get like a 0 cost here or something, but I don't think it matters a ton. It could have mattered if they were at like a little bit of a higher life total. It seems like they had a warp. Okay, so they did have a warp on that one turn that we went for Zen State, so I'm kind of glad that we did there. So pretty good. Kind of curious to see where the Rampant Growths were. Oh wow, they were at like the bottom. Were they? So okay, so very early on they like did like Will Arcana plus Autumn's Touch. So I think this was the start of their stack, if I'm not mistaken. And then they just had all 3 Rampant Growths at the bottom of the deck. That's pretty rough. Okay, well I think that goes to show you that Tremor of Ayahuasca is actually a very powerful card. 1 for 6, 2 block, very, very solid. Again, especially into more aggressive matchups where you want to be blocking more. The 2 block really saved us there. Yeah, but I think that's going to wrap it up for today. Again, my New Year's resolution is to become the best deck builder on Earth, which means we have to try cards like this that are clearly busted on paper and then also busted in gameplay as well. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time.